What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bluzelle today, BLZ USDT on Binance. Binance has the most volume, right? So we're using it to talk about volume. So, on the daily, as this thing just keeps crawling higher, the volume just hasn't returned, which is the one thing that's giving me like hope. The thing that's not giving me hope is that we're up 8.8% today. Yesterday we were up 22%. We just keep going higher, man. You want to look at this thing from this low to this high here, right? Like this was the high before it moved up here. It bounced off the 382 and went higher, okay? From that same low to this high, you bounced off your 382 and then you went higher. And then if we take this low here to that high, you bounce off your 382 and you're going higher. Now there is the potential right now, there is the potential for this to be a double top. I just feel like that's such a cliche thing in crypto. I'm hesitant to call it a double top because I've seen it plenty of times, and I'm sure we all have, anybody that's been in this thing looking at charts for a while now, where it'll look like a double top and then the next hour comes along and you move up a little bit above it. And then it's like, okay, it could still look like a double top, but then you creep up even more. And then eventually you keep creeping, and then you're like nowhere near double top, and by that time, boom, very big breakout to the upside. So it wouldn't be totally crazy for this thing to turn around from here because it does have the possibility of being a double top right now, but the volume looks decent. On the 1 hour, volume is building as you're moving higher. On the 4 hour, it doesn't look like it's building, but whatever, it still looks decent. On the daily, still pretty insignificant volume, but whatever. You've been moving up with very insignificant volume. The rest of crypto is bullish right now, and this is one of the more... There aren't too many charts that look like this right now, man. Like, this is very tenacious to the upside. There is one thing that I feel like we've got going for us, and that's on the weekly chart here. Well, there's maybe a couple things, I should say. But on the weekly chart, what was it? Oh yeah, if we look at the RSI, you can see that we have bearish divergence on the weekly here, and that generally would mark a pullback back to where the RSI was, or the divergence was formed, which would be at about 18 cents. That'd be a pullback to there, okay? If we take this low here to this high, we bounced off that 382, from that high there, this 382 would be at 13.8 cents. So let's keep this in mind, right? I showed you a few where it bounced off the 382s a lot. What if we moved it to where the 382 is at 18 cents, where this potential divergence formed? What if we made a move all the way up to 44 cents and then had a major pullback back here on a weekly scale, right? Something like that. I mean, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, we could move dramatically higher, come back down, still be in this overall kind of like bullish formation with Bluzelle, right? Like, it wouldn't be too crazy. I mean, it would be crazy. From 44 cents all the way down to 18 cents would be nuts, but I mean, we've seen it go from 22 cents to 11 cents in a very quick amount of time. It can definitely drop half its value or more. But anyways, man, I don't know what to think about this thing. Every time I say it's going to go down, it goes up. So let's say it goes up so that it goes down. Go on up. You want to. Keep going up. No, man, it really could be... we do have bearish divergence on the daily as well. It really could be a double top here. Has all the right things for it, all the right metrics, but this 1 hour looks very bullish, man. This 4 hour looks very bullish, very resilient. In fact, if you look at it here, bouncing off of the 40 like this once, twice, 3 times, just couldn't get to the bearish area of control at all, rejecting it, literally. Phenomenal move up. I mean, again, it looks like a double top right now, but what about in 4 hours from now? What about tomorrow? What about by the end of the day? It might be a different story. It really might be a different story. So, I don't know, man. For now, we're just going to monitor this thing. I'm going to be... kicking myself for not having any as it continues to move up probably, and then I'll just wait for a decent pullback to buy, man. I won't mess with this thing. I'll buy it on its next 382 retracement, and if it does happen to go lower than this, then I will just buy it. I mean, shit, man, at the rate it's going, if it goes lower than this, I'm just gonna buy it like right below it, honestly. If it went lower than this 382, if we had a double top like this and we were to go below the 382, we were to keep that in mind, the next logical area, or should I say probable area, would be somewhere in this 618 to 69 zone, which is about 16 to 15 cents. And that would make sense for a few different reasons. You know, you've got a previous daily closing candle here for resistance. You found resistance in this area a few times, literally like in this whole sweet spot. So it wouldn't be too crazy to find support there. You know, you've had wicks up here before, like a little bit of support in this area. Put a line like here, go all the way back. And I mean, that's like right where your 6.9 is too. So I don't know. Right now, again, I'm just kind of hoping, holding out. I haven't bought any. I'm not going to FOMO here. It's not financial advice. Do whatever you guys want. You know, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would just say be patient for this thing. And if you're not patient, you want to put your money into something now, look elsewhere. Look elsewhere. This thing could just continue, man. Next week, it could be all the way up above 50 cents or above $1, right? And at this point, this is just one of those things where, you know, if you're patient, if you wait for it to come back to you, 9 out of 10 times, maybe even 9.5 out of 10 times, it's gonna work for you. But there's always that one time. There's always that one that will get away, and it happens. It's a part of the game. And if you're not willing to accept that, sure, FOMO in at the top, but be prepared. If it turns around from here, an area that it's found resistance before, it might be finding resistance now. You have daily bearish divergence. You have weekly bearish divergence. The volume really hasn't come back on a weekly or a daily scale. On the 1 hour and the 4 hour, it looks really good, but those are shorter term time frames. Things can change really quickly. So just kind of keep all that in mind, right? And then pair that, you know, counter that with the fact that, again, the 4 hour, it's a smaller term time frame, but man, it looks really strong right now, and it just got into the overbought zone. Like, it just got into it. The 1 hour is very strong as well, but the daily from low to high here, you bounce off your 382, and you're up at your extensions here. I mean, the minimum kind of move that I would expect before turning around, if you're to be bullish, would be somewhere up to like 32 cents, maybe 36 cents. But then from there, you're looking at a greater fib from low to high. That might take you up to the 6. Okay, so yeah, that's 34 cents, 33 cents right there. Yeah, that would make sense. Somewhere up there between, you know, 32 to 40 cents is what I would think before having your next pullback. And if a move like that happens, if you were to move up here and then pull back, you're probably just going to move back to the same price anyway. So again, there's nothing wrong with being patient. I personally would rather buy on a pullback than buy at the high for the year, right? That's what this is. This is the high for the year, right? This is when the year started. This is where we are now. This is, you'd be buying at the high for the year. That's not necessarily a good way to go about things. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing, or what I'm not doing in this case, which is chasing. I'm not going to chase it. Inevitably, I mean, it might be chasing, right? If it goes, I would say that if I've been looking to buy this thing since like back here, and it's all the way up here, I'm probably chasing it at this point, right? But it just didn't have the pullbacks I was looking for, man. This thing's been more resilient, more tenacious than 90+% of cryptos out there. So again, there's always going to be that one that just doesn't do what the rest of the market is doing, or what's normal, right? So that happens to be this one. I think that spells greatness. I think that will contribute to an unbelievable bull run for this thing. To anybody who's been holding Bluzelle since August, or even really since, I mean, I guess October, good job, congratulations. You guys you're really gonna kill it. And to anybody who's gonna buy it here, lower, or even higher than here, you're probably still going to kill it. It's still very early in the game for a coin that I think, you know, it's worth 28 cents now. I really think it has the potential to go to $100. But I'm rambling, man. I'm just talking. So, you know, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some kind of move down. If it was to go down, you know, maybe we move as low as 13 cents. Probably more likely somewhere around 18 to 20 cents, something like that, but who knows. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more. I will keep you posted as to when I buy. I haven't bought yet, but I'm hopefully going to buy soon. We'll see. Anyways, take care. Bye-bye.